My name is Piotr Dębski. I'm an authorized fitter with Barlinek, the largest manufacturer of wood floors in Poland and one of the largest in the world. A wood floor is a product made to last for years, but this involves it being properly installed and appropriately cared for. I'm going to show you how to properly lay a layered floor with a non-adhesive BARCLICK lock. We'll lay our floor using the floating method. The Barlinek floorboard is a natural product made from 100% wood. The structure of the floorboard is resistant to the changes in the air temperature and humidity. Not one, but 3 layers of wood are arranged in a modern cross formation. Every Barlinek floorboard is a ready product, finished with lacquer or oil, which can be used as soon as it is fitted. Anyone who is even remotely keen on DIY can lay a Barlinek floor without help. Before layered wood floors are laid, all wet work on walls and ceilings and slanting loft walls should be finished, including priming, stopping, painting and decorative plastering. The concrete subfloor should be clean, vacuumed and without cracks. The room and subfloor which the floor is to be laid on must meet the following conditions. The moisture content of a cement-based subfloor should not exceed 2% or 0.5% where there are plasterboard pads. The temperature should be between 18 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius when installing and using the floor, and the relative humidity of the air should be maintained at a level between 45 and 60%. The quality of the concrete flooring you're laying it on is also important. Place a 2-meter transversing rule on the subfloor. The level can't deviate by more than 3 mm from the horizontal along the entire length of the rule. Remember to acclimatize the Barlinek boards in the factory packaging in the place where they are to be fitted for at least 48 hours before laying them. During this time, the wood floor adapts to the conditions in which it will be fitted and used. To assemble your floor, you will need a 1000-gram hammer, professional tapper, mounting lug, spacing wedges, square, electric or handsaw, a knife for cutting, a tape measure, pencil. We're going to lay the floor on natural cork underlay. This underlay evens out the subfloor. It also improves the acoustic and thermal comfort of the floor. Now to unroll the cork mat. Remember to leave 10 cm wide expansion gaps at the walls and other obstacles. Unroll the next strips of cork with their edges just touching. Arrange the remaining rows of underlay as the work progresses. The direction the floor is laid in depends on the dimensions of the room and the direction the sunlight comes in. If none of the room walls exceeds 8 meters, the flooring should run lengthwise towards the sunlight that is perpendicular to the most sunlit window of the room. If any room side is longer than 8 meters or the flooring is installed in a long and narrow room, such as a corridor, the floorboard should be fitted down the length of the room. After establishing the direction for laying the floor, measure the width of the room. Take the width of the expansion gaps, 2 times 15 mm, away from the result and divide it by the width of a floorboard. In this way, you can calculate how many rows of floorboards you have to lay and where to cut off the last row of floorboards. If the last row is less than 70 mm wide, you should also trim the first row laid. Cut open the packs of floorboards with the knife from the bottom up, so as not to damage the surface of the floorboard. Cut open the packs of floorboards with the knife from the bottom up, so as not to damage the surface of the floorboard. Remember that the Barlinek floorboard is 100% wood and each has a unique appearance. Before laying the floor, you should lay out the floorboards and plan the pattern. Cut off the protruding tongue on the longer and shorter edge of the boards in the first row. This allows the expansion gap to be made properly at the wall. Lay the first floorboard, then use the spacing wedges to leave a 15 mm gap by each wall. Remember that floorboard connections in neighbouring rows must be staggered by a minimum of 50 centimetres. Join floorboards with Barlinek locks by tapping them home from the front. Add another board and use the hammer and tapper to knock it in on the lateral edge. Do the same with the subsequent rows of floorboards. Fit the last row of floorboards by measuring the width of the floorboard and taking into account the 15mm expansion gap from the wall. Tap the floorboard in using the mounting lug. Do the same with the rest of the floorboards. When installing the floor in the door frame, it is imperative you leave an expansion gap of 20mm wide. The next stage of assembling the floor is fitting the skirting boards. After the skirting board is fitted, our floor is ready to use. Now you can watch our videos about fitting and caring for Barlinek natural wood floors.